Well, hello everyone. So this weekend I received this beautiful kikki.K large personal planner in the textured pink. Now I got it when I hadn't planned on buying it, but I never generally do with planners, but it was 50% off and there was a promo code that made it even more off. So I decided to snatch it up because I haven't had a pink planner before. I like the snap in the kikki.K and I really like the lining. You can see a bit of it here. But I had other things in mind for this planner. I don't need, if you've watched my videos, you see that I'm not planning even in a ring binder at all anymore. And I certainly don't need another A5. That's not really my preferred size. So why in the world would I pick this up? Well, for months I have toyed with the idea of putting my Erin Condren Life Planner inside of a ring binder. I haven't done it because I was worried about it might be too hard or maybe I'd regret it. And I've just gone back and forth over and over again. And I finally decided, you know what? Why not? So it arrived this past weekend, and I thought I would think about it for a while, but I saw a couple of other people that had the same binder that they'd gotten in that went ahead and did it, and so I thought, all right, let's just do it. So it was really easy. It only took about 20 minutes to do, and that was with interruptions from my kids, and I really love it. So if you're not familiar with this planner, I'll do a quick overview right quick. It's the, if you can see, there you can see a bit, it's the textured leather. It's the Saffiano leather. So it's not that same, it's not the same feel of some of the other kikki.Ks. But it's, other than that, the same. It's got the clasp instead of the elastic like all the personal planners do. Here's the back. kikki.K at the bottom there. It's just a nice planner. So let me go ahead and show you before I open it up what it looks like from the outside with the kikki.K planner inside. As you can see, it's not a perfect fit. The tabs do go out, but it can be closed. It would be able to be closed easier if I didn't have so much other stuff in there, but oh well. And here's a view of the top. You can see the rings there. And the bottom. You can see how much stuff I have, which you'll see once we get it open. So I love this pop of color. I just love it. You may notice this is a different cover than what I had before, and that's because I decided I didn't want to cut up my personalized cover. I like it too much, and I may use it again for something else. I don't know. But I had this one from when I got it at Staples, and so I was okay with cutting this one up. So I'm not going to go through, obviously I didn't film the whole how I did it. I will tell you just very quickly, there you can search other YouTube videos that show step by step how you did it. I know they're out there. I haven't watched any of them, but I'm sure you'll find a good one. Here is the coil. All you have to do to start is undo these ends and then twist. So I had to straighten this one a bit because it was difficult. I couldn't get it to go through, so I just used some pliers. You can see compared to this one's straighter, and this is the one that I was moving through the actual planner. It's very difficult at first, but by the time you're about halfway, it's a breeze. You're just twisting and twisting and twisting, and it comes right out. So there's that. Step 2 is get yourself a good paper trimmer. This is just a Fiskars 12-inch one that I got for Christmas, and you just are going to take all of your sheets and cut off the edge where the spiral binding is. Do it to the inner holes so that you maintain as much as possible so that when you punch it, it doesn't go into your writing space as much. But yeah, just right off. I would do them about a month at a time. I would take each one and grab the next divider. I would just grab the next monthly tab, take this whole section out, trim it, and then I would take it and punch it. So I have just my Rapesco 6-hole punch. It works for pocket and personal with no manipulating at all. But there's a hack to do it for A5. This is my washi tape that marks where I do it for A5. My one big issue that I had when I started to punch was that I stupidly was thinking, oh, this is an A5 planner, so I'll just put it up to my A5 punch mark and use that. But that doesn't work because these pages are definitely taller than a typical A5 is. So all I did was readjust, after some trial and error, readjust my washi mark, move it down some, and then I was able to punch, and put it in. Easy as can be, 20 minutes, no more spiral bound on the kikki.K. So I'm not going to go through in depth my setup here, but I'm going to show you just how I have things arranged, so you can see how wonderful it is to have it in a binder, and just go over some pros and cons. If you want to see my full setup for my Erin Condren Life Planner, you can check out my video on it. But over here in the pockets, I'm still trying to figure out, because it is so bloated and so big, I need to thin this down somehow, but I'm not quite sure how. I have just some flags here, just cheap little flags. I think I got these at a college office supply fair that I went to when I was an undergrad. This is an Instacam. I did a trade with someone on Instagram for some flags, and she sent me a couple of these. They're very cute that she makes. Just some punches to use my Erin Condren. This is the stickies that come with this planner, which that's very cute. You can see the lining better right here. It's a gray and white striped fabric, so I just love that. I was kind of wondering how it would go with the gold, because it looks kind of silver and gold, but it works well. And then back here I just have a Project Life card where I'm doing my no spend Lent, and so that's just sticking out there and adds a little bit more color. So back in the secretarial pocket, I have just stickers that I've made. Coffee, weather, more coffee, TV shows, and then some Market Dots that I'd gotten, or they're not actually Market Dot brand, but similar to Market Dots that I was racked, that I use to track things. So that's all that's in the secretarial pocket, just my most commonly used stickers that I've made. I'm going to leave this out so you can see it better. In this zip pocket, this is where the most of the bulk is, because this is where I have all of my Erin Condren box size, like the morning, day, and night size stickers, all clipped together. So I have them in different categories and different themes. These are my to-do checklists, but there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sets. And each of them are about this thick. So that's where all the bulk is coming from. I tried to space them out as much as possible, but things shift, and they, even being one at a time, they still were kind of bulky. So I'm not quite sure how I'm going to fix that, but that's how it is for now. Additional bulk as well, I have my wellness journal, and I have my Forget-Me-Not perpetual calendar that I use for my gratitude journal. So both of those are back in this full-length pocket here, as well as the dollar store calendar stickers, and I did go ahead and cut out the Erin Condren Life Planner stickers that are in the back. I haven't really used these much so far, but I decided I'm going to start trying to use them, so those are stuck back there as well. So as far as my actual setup, inside of here, I have this cover, which, as I said, is from the Staples line, which is where I got my life planners. I didn't order them from the website, and I hadn't planned on keeping the cover in here and putting one in, but I just loved the color that it added, and also I just didn't really like starting it with just the sheet. I wanted something harder, so I can also use the back as a dashboard. So did some trimming, did punching, and it works pretty well. I'm covering up my name and phone number, but the back, sorry, knocked the tripod. The back you can see I'm using as a dashboard. So I have the same sticky notes that I have in my other setup video there in the back on this same one, now in the front here. And then I have, this looks like the same sheet, the Project Life. It's like, I think it was a We Are Memory Keepers brand, for you doing a Project Life and scrapbooking sort of thing. I had one of these in my Erin Condren when it was spiral bound, but that one had coil clips and there wasn't any space because I trimmed it all down. So I have another one of them that I just washi the edge and repunch to go into an A5 binder. So this way I have my pictures, my family pictures, and just a couple of cards. And then on the back, I have another family picture, and then I also have, on the back of the Project Life cards, some of the Target Dollar Spot sticky notes that I just stuck in there, stuck on the back of the card. So you can see how that, and I can just pull it out and use those. So here we get into the actual life planner. Again, it's not really changed for my setup, but I do want to show you how it looks once it's punched. You can see some of these. I don't know if you can see very well. Let's see if we can zoom in some. See on the bottom. You see some places where they have kind of the scalloped edge because I left extra, and that doesn't bother me. It may bother some people. If it does bother you, then I'm sure that you could punch them, because that's the whole point of leaving some, so that you can punch it easier, and not lose as much of your writing space, and then go back and trim it again. I bet that would work if the scalloping bothers you, but it doesn't bother me. So as you can see, you do lose some of the writing space, and especially where I had written before, it punched through some of my writing, but there wasn't anything that I really was that upset about losing. You can see there's definitely some stuff that was lost, but not a huge deal. And going forward, obviously I won't write in the spaces where there are holes. Occasionally I did punch through an entire number, but I mean, I'm not stupid. I can tell it's the 10th and that's the 12th. This is probably the 11th, even though it's not there. You can see here, this is the last week, but with this week, since I'd already punched it this weekend, I was able to do all of my writing around the holes. So I lost some space, but I didn't lose any information because I was able to accommodate it based on where the holes were already. And thankfully, it doesn't go through my middle roll where I have my stickers for my to-do list. So I'm only losing at the top and bottom where I generally have less information packed in. So I'm really liking it. I'm excited about it going forward, because one of the things that bugged me about the spiral and the coil was that it was especially difficult in these ones right here to write, especially if I was using stamps. It was difficult to get around the coil. Now you may be looking at this and saying, well, these rings are even bigger than the coil, so isn't that even a bigger issue? But of course, one of the perks of the rings is that the pages come right out. So now I can take them out to do all of my planning and decorating, have them on a flat space, and it's much easier. If I need to take something out to reference, I can easily do that. If I want to add something in, I can easily do that. It's just much more flexibility, and I just love the way it looks. I keep it, just like before, I keep it open on my desk, and this is just so colorful and so happy to look at. As far as the stuff in the back, because this is an 18-month planner. Or actually, no, it wasn't an 18-month. It was a 14-month planner, but I didn't use it for November and December of 2014, so I just didn't even bother punching those. I just uncoiled them and set them to the side. So those aren't on the rings. And I also didn't use that much of the note paper yet, so I only cut and punched those that I had used, and so those are in here, and if I need to add more, then I can. There's plenty of space for that, but it's not, it leaves more space in the rings in the meantime, so I'm only doing it as I need to. In the back, I was able to keep in the kikki.K notepad that comes with it. I thought it was very cute. It's kind of an off-white color too, which is nice compared to the usual stark white. And then the pen loop perfectly fits my friction slim. There's a little bit of room, but it stays in there just fine, which is the main one that I use in my wellness journal and for quicker plans. So that's how I've got all of this set up, and I'm liking it so far. Again, I still need to figure out some of the details as far as getting down some of the bulk, but I think that I'm glad that I did it, and it was much easier than I planned on doing, than I had thought it would be. So I hope this was helpful and maybe will inspire you to do the same. If you do, I would love to hear all about it down in the comments. And be on the lookout for more setup videos for my different traveler's notebooks, as well as some more setup videos for pocket size filofaxes and mini size as well. So thank you as always for watching. Bye.